Members of Parliament have described the state of the Road Accident Fund as a shambolic car wreck following a visit last week. The Law Society of South Africa also expressing concern over the treatment of legal practitioners who queued for 2 nights to obtain compensation for their clients. The Society's President, Eunice Masipa, joins us for more on the story. Eunice, good evening to you. Thanks for your time. An appalling state of affairs that shocked even the MPs who saw it for themselves firsthand on Friday last week. But this is something that claimants from the RAF have known for some time, and the state of disarray in that institution has affected them for a long time. So talk to us then, Eunice, about what it is that you've been experiencing.
Thank you, Kathy, for having me. I lost you there for a second, but I know we're speaking about the Road Accident Fund, and I just want to refer to the scenes that we observed at Semi-Marks last week, which I believe, or we believe as the Law Society of South Africa, were very unfortunate and disheartening. And again, as the Law Society of South Africa, we came out very strong and issued a very stern statement where we condemned the actions of the Road Accident Fund and the manner in which, you saw attorneys being treated. Kathy, you would have observed that, attorneys came out in their numbers after the Road Accident Fund issued a call for block settlements and to queue outside of Semi-Marks to ensure that, their clients get access to justice. And in so doing, attorneys being stewards of such were exposed to harsh elements, they were exposed to being attacked, they were exposed to criminal activities, in ensuring that ultimately their clients get what is due to them. But Kathy, as the Law Society of South Africa, we strongly condemn the manner in which attorneys were treated last week at the road at Semi-Marks by the road accident.
For those who ended up queuing for 2 days, did they manage to walk out of there with the claims that they were there to receive?
Kathy, just to the first day, which was a Monday, the process collapsed. Can you just excuse me for a second?
Emergency services.
I forgot to switch off my phone. But Kathy, the first day we saw the process collapsing because the call for block settlements was not done in a structured manner. So attorneys were panicking because we did not know how the entire process will unfold. So the first day collapsed, and then we saw attorneys then having to queue for the second day. And now having queued for the second day, you find that claim handlers are now tasked with a mammoth task of seeing more than 10 attorneys, which were limited to 6 files per day. And you can imagine that one claim handler was not in a position to be able to analyze or properly give a fair settlement to a specific firm or to an attorney on that day. So it was a tricky situation, Kathy, where some practitioners got their offers and some did not get their offers and did not accept their offers due to fear of undersettling.
One of the biggest challenges that you face now is that you face a road accident fund that's seemingly struggling for resources to pay its claimants. You have properties that have been attached as a result of court orders to enforce the payment of those very, claims that some attorneys wanted last week. What's the way forward here? Can you see a clear way out of where this institution is right now?
Kathy, the current situation that the Road Accident Fund is in, from the view and position of our members, is that they placed themselves in this particular position, mainly because when the Road Accident Fund is served with summons, they're not in a position to defend because they are understaffed. So now the position of the Law Society of South Africa is that we suggest that the Road Accident Fund beefs up their capacity, because previously the Road Accident Fund had a panel of attorneys. And for example, in Pretoria, there are about 20 firms which were defending claims on behalf of the Road Accident Fund. And now when the new CEO came in, he terminated those services, obviously because he wanted to save costs. Now, our suggestion is that can those funds not be directed to beefing up the capacity of the Road Accident Fund to ensure that claimants' matters are attended to in an effective and an efficient manner?
When we talk about waiting periods now, how long are you finding on average that clients are having to wait for their payouts?
Kathy, it's very sad. It's quite a long time. It's quite a long time, mainly because now when you approach the courts for a trial date, you will get a date as late as 2025. Sure. So clients really have to wait for a long time to get obviously services or what is due to them. So the waiting period is very long. So our view and position is that, the Road Accident Fund is in a privileged position to ultimately employ strategies that will ensure that claimants are able to get access to justice in a fair period of time. And, the employ or the beefing up of their capacity will definitely ensure that, claims are settled in, in a short or a reasonable period of time, Kathy.
Of course, MPs very much agree with that sentiment, and part of where they've pointed the solution just begins with having have a board in place so that there can be some direction in the organization. Eunice, we'll leave it there for tonight. She's the president of the Law Society.